Well, this is an interesting tree, Julia, which you've... tell us about the history of this tree. Because I believe you raised this from a seed, and that's one of the questions I'm often asked by people from around the world who are interested in fruit trees. Can I grow an apple or a pear tree from a pip? And I believe you have grown this one from a pip.
I have. It would have been preferable to have taken some graftwood from the parent tree, but as it was not ours and we don't know who owns it, we didn't really feel able to do that, but there was lots of fallen fruit.
Oh, I would have done. I have done.
The parent tree for this pear is growing in Winchester in the backyard of God Begot House, which is an old medieval building in the middle of Winchester. The tree isn't that old, maybe it's 100 years old. And it's a very special tree. The pears are unusual, very round, and they last on the tree, they hang on the tree for about a year. So you often find that there's falling fruit when there's blossom and growing fruit the next year. And it's actually very nice and very unusual. And I was just very interested in, I wondered what sort of pear it is. Now what I'm pleased about this tree is it's not growing very vigorously, because one of the fears of growing a pear or an apple from seed, therefore on its own roots, is that it can grow very vigorously.
Yeah.
But this, it seems to be quite a weak growing variety. It's got long, thin, whippy branches. I was trying to remember how old this tree is. It's probably about 7 years old now.
7 years, and you took some of the pears that had fallen from this tree.
I just took the fruit, the slightly rotting fruit, took out some of the seeds and planted them straight away, and I got about 4.
What time of year was that?
I'm trying to think, because the fruit was falling at an unusual time. It was probably the following summer.
My goodness.
So
you're telling me that fruit actually hung on the tree until the following summer?
Yeah.
Mind you,
very hard.
Strange things happen, don't they? I mean, I posted a video of the crab apple outside Derek and Louise's house,
Yes.
and that was still covered in fruit on Christmas Day, wasn't it?
And this is a very hard pear. But I thought, oh, it'd be horrible, it'd only be any use for cooking. But when they were ripe, they were lovely.
All right.
So it's just an oddity, and it's behaving itself very nicely. I don't know how long we'll have to wait before we get...
Because this is very near our favourite pub in Winchester, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't say it's our favourite pub. We don't know all the pubs in Winchester, but it's a particular pub that we like to go to. It's just off the high street. It's down a little alley. And they have very good pies there, don't they? And Abbott ale usually as well.
It's so different from the other pears. It's very sparsely leafed. The leaves have got a red edge to them, and yet it's in good, rich soil.
Very delicate.
Yeah, it looks as though it's starving, but it's in good soil. And
so we don't really know anything about that pear, do we? Apart from what we have observed from looking at it. So
this being a seedling, it might be completely different. It may not be anything like. But if it's a species type, it might be very similar to the parent, which is what I'm hoping.
Well, it's a good thing. People have very often asked me this question. Can I grow a pear or an apple, or indeed a lemon? I always pass on that because we don't grow lemons here in Britain. You can grow them indoors under glass cover, but I always say, well, I really wouldn't do it because it's an experiment. You've no idea what will happen. And if you've only got a little space, then you're much better off buying a tree of known provenance where you can predict the results. I've mentioned the reasons for this elsewhere, but anyway, we've got enough space, and you really wanted to do this, and really there won't be any result from this that will be a failure, will it?
Difficult to say. This looks like little fruit spurs, doesn't it? And
That's
yet there was no
exactly
blossom.
what I was thinking.
It's a strange habit.
Well, no, to me I would say that they were probably developing fruit spurs, because I mean this is the new growth. I mean today's the 13th of May, and it's already made a little bit of growth. At the top there, that's pretty good. That's grown 6 inches of new clean growth. Yeah, because I mean this may be a very vigorous variety. It may be very healthy.
There's a folded over leaf. I bet there's something inside there.
Creeping.
Can you open it? Little moth spun
Yeah, winter moth.
Caterpillar in there. Yeah.
Winter moth caterpillar. Oh, that's one less. All right then. So we'll
keep our eye on this tree and see what happens.
Yeah. So I'm always telling people, if the idea